Well, hello, everybody. I'm Yvette LeFlore with Healing with Yvette, and I'm here with Patrice Freeland from Wonderful Land of Oils, and we're here to talk to you about oils and crystals that are perfect during that time of year or time in your life when you're doing a little hibernating, when you're stepping away from all of the hubbub and maybe the days are getting darker if it's the time of year where we're in the winter months, and you need to step into yourself. And there's times where that is absolutely and totally appropriate. And during that time, you still want to feel good and have some joy. And so that's what we're here to talk to you about today. What oils can you use? What crystals can you use to support the hibernation and feeling good at the same time? So Patrice, thanks for joining us. And why don't you start us off with your first oil?
Yes, thank you so much. I love the winter months, but it does take a little bit of reprogramming. Our culture really does not let it be okay for us to take a break. And when we're in the winter months, we are frequently thinking of starting the new year and planning and all of those resolutions. And that may be a little counterintuitive to what our body and our mind is looking for. So, an oil blend that I love that gives us the permission and helps us physically and emotionally step into that place of rest and stillness is the Serenity blend. And this is our restful blend. It has every oil that you can think of that has anything to do with calming down the body and mind and helping you fall into a state of relaxation. And for those of us that need that extra little boost and actually helping us sleep more and restore our bodies, then it's going to create that atmosphere and allow us to do that. When we hibernate, it is a time for restoration. It is time for us to really slow down so our bodies can heal and our minds can heal. Some great ways to use this is add about 10 drops to a cup of Epsom salt and take a warm bath before bed. Putting it in the diffuser as you're winding down or in the bedroom at night. Massaging it into the bottoms of feet is great. This is also very helpful for our pets and our children, and it's one of my favorites for those times where we just need to be a little introspective and get some restoration.
So you were talking about, as we enter the winter months, we are often in the resolution and the new year and all of that stuff. And I want to introduce Garnet, which is a crystal that actually helps with manifesting intentions. So even though you have gone into the silence, and that is the best place where you get to create your intentions, because you've given yourself some space to think without all of the outside influences of how it should be. The Garnet is going to help you do that. And when you look at Garnet, you can see it doesn't even look red. You almost have to shine a light through it to see the red that we're used to with Garnet. And it also helps with creativity and vitality. So seems to be opposing. We're talking about hibernating, but you still need that sense of fire and vitality inside while you're taking that rest. And Garnet is the piece that can do that for you. I always recommend that you wear the crystals that you need for support, because you've got them close to your heart or close to your body. So whether you wear it in your bra pocket, or your pants pocket, or a piece of jewelry, the Garnet can help you. But this can also be a piece that you can almost use as a palm stone when you're doing your meditation, just to allow you to sink into that space when you're thinking about, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to manifest during this quiet time? Help me in the silence hear what I need to hear.
That is so beautiful. And I love that you brought that up the way you did, because it's when we are still and we've calmed the clutter that creativity and the planning for the manifestation really can come to light. And I'm so excited about that. The next oil that we'll talk about is cedarwood. And this actually is a component to the Serenity blend, but it's very valuable on its own. Cedarwood helps us feel connected to community. It helps support our root chakra and all of the safety that provides. So when we're hibernating, we are think of those spaces where we're kind of like huddled up, where we're close, we're enclosed in some type of cave or our warm bed. And we can do that and relax because we know that we're safe. We know that we're environmentally safe. We know that we have our family around us. Cedarwood helps foster that feeling of connection. And then when we feel safe, then that allows all of the other chakras to align and show their brightness and again allow that creativity to come forth. You can use it in the same ways that you do Serenity. It's also very cleansing to the skin. When we're hibernating, it's a good time for nourishment and all definitions of nourishment, and adding it to a nice lotion or body oil and massaging it into the skin is going to be very relaxing and give our skin, our outer protector, the nourishment that it needs as well.
Mm. And speaking of grounding, we have black tourmaline. This is a great grounding crystal. Now I have two different pieces here. I have a smaller piece, and this would be the kind of piece that you can wear in your pocket and bring with you too, because black tourmaline is also a very protective stone. In fact, this piece, before we started this conversation, was sitting right near the door to my spirit room. So it basically cleanses the energy of anyone that walks through. So that is a great way to use your black tourmaline, and it strengthens your immune system. So this time of year, the time where we go into the darkness, is also the time where a lot of sicknesses are happening. And so black tourmaline is going to help you with your immune system, which is why, a smaller piece on your body in your pocket is great. Or take one of these larger pieces and put it on your desk at work if you are in a communal area. It will help with your lungs. Again, we're in a time oftentimes in the winter months, the lungs get impacted, respiratory situations happen. And more importantly, I think, is it helps against negative energies. And oftentimes when the days get darker and shorter, the thoughts get darker and the feelings get more negative. And so the black tourmaline is going to help you with that, help you filter that negativity through to give you more of a sense of being grounded and steady in yourself, rather than being impacted by negative thoughts.
Black tourmaline is one of my favorites. I love it.
Got a big honking piece too.
Oh, yes. I know big pieces of tourmaline make me happy. Oh, and the protection that it provides is a perfect segue to one of our newer oils that you probably haven't heard of, and it is called Guaiacwood. So the spelling of that one is super interesting, but and where it comes from is very interesting as well. Guaiacwood is referred to as Palo Santo. It's actually different than the Palo Santo tree, but it's very similar in that protective nature. It's beautiful for diffusing and clearing out those negative energies, those kind of negative tendencies that start to happen, and then provides us that protective space that we want all of the time, but particularly when we want to just be still, not have to worry about and process all of these other things that are happening. The Guaiacwood tree actually grows in one of the most inhospitable forests in the world. And so its chemistry is unlike anything that you've ever experienced. So if you can imagine how this beautiful tree thrives in the most challenging of environments, what it's doing for you when it's protecting you and your home and your family. It's just amazing. And it's very, very thick. So that is going to also help with that stillness and that grounding that we're looking for. But it does it in a kind of invigorating way where you feel safe, you feel protected, and okay, now I can think about and do whatever I want now that it's my space and my time.
When you think about you were talking about how the guaiac tree grows, how if you are connecting with that energy, which is what you're doing when you're using an essential oil or a crystal, you're connecting with that energy. When you're connecting with that energy of something that has grown in such deprivation, if you will, like there is such power in that oil, such power in that oil. So speaking of power, I'm going to share, this is Moldavite. And Moldavite is, so what you need to know about Moldavite is it's a rarer crystal because it depends on your sources, but it's from a meteor that originally landed in the Germanic area, but I think it's now Czechoslovakia. There's all of it was, and now it is. So, but I will tell you this, it is not an inexpensive crystal. So if you're finding what someone is calling Moldavite and it's only a couple bucks, you are not getting true Moldavite. This piece right here was, I believe, over $40. Okay, just to give you an idea. Now I tell you that because Moldavite is rare and powerful. It has incredible energy, and it is not a crystal that everybody can work with. So I'm just giving you that heads up. So when you go and you find it, I want you to put it in your hand and see if it's really for you. Now, why would I suggest such a powerful crystal when we're talking about a time of going inward? Well, because it warms you up. So when we're talking about those darker days, it's often chilly, and Moldavite is going to be a crystal that warms you up, and it stimulates the respiratory healing. So again, the lungs have a tendency to be impacted during the colder months and the darker days. And it also heightens self-awareness. So when you're going in and you're getting quiet and you're getting still, it is a perfect time to connect with yourself and the awareness and what you hear. And Moldavite is going to help you do that. And that's why one of the reasons why I chose it as a crystal for crystals that help you with a healthy hibernation.
Yes.
So we have shared with you 4 crystals and 4 oils that are perfect for the hibernation, healthy hibernation. Anything else you want to say, Patrice?
Just dive into this season. Being still is a good thing. It's a necessary thing. And as we've mentioned through the oils and the crystals that we've chosen, being still doesn't mean that you're not being productive. It's just a different type of production. It allows that creativity in your mind to have the space to do wonderful things, and allows your physical body and emotions time to reset so that as we get out of hibernation, we have what we need to be ready to go. So it's a beautiful time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I read something recently about how we have created during the time of hibernation, we've done everything we can not to hibernate. Like we have all these lights for the season. We have celebrations for the season, all of these outward being with people things that happen that keep us from the natural cycle of being still. So watch the trees. I mean, not everybody lives in an area with seasons, but if you live in an area with seasons, nature is giving you the perfect example of the timeline of the cycles, and follow those cycles because nature is brilliant. All right. Thanks, everybody. Make sure that you look for our other videos on crystals and oils that will help you during different seasons of your life.